Ladies and gentlemen, kill me. Let's do this. God, it's so quiet. Leak. Hey, Wilkie. Hello, Scion. I hope you're doing as well as you can be. Hello, Zara. Of course it does distract you. Why wouldn't it?
Wait! Clive. Was that...
The Dominant. The man who killed my brother.
Are you absolutely certain?
I've seen him every night for the past 13 years. Watched as the flames of his icon took Joshua.
Look out! I'm here, and so's Togo.
Thanks, Sid.
Don't worry about us. You've been waiting for this. Go!
Sid!
Forgive me.
I do love grinding, Ross. Wait, the opposite of that.
Where did he go?
I'm not here for you, Garuda!
Why, Scion?
You won't stop me, Garuda!
Yeah, no, this is definitely a situation we should just be walking into.
She's toying with me.
Dude, I don't think she notices you exist. Yeah, but... First of all, it's horror. First problem. Second of all, getting a hold of a copy of Silent Hill 2 right now is a pain in the ass. That's the entire reason it was vetoed. So it's actually vetoed twice.
You called me! Why?
Also, I thought the remake wasn't even out yet. Yarring is only an option if I could buy a legal copy of the game, Arcade. So, effectively, no, is the answer to your question. Oh, I guess it just came out. Good evening, Paranoid. She's got Norded!
Where is he? Where is the Dominant?
He says to the Dominant. God, she is so slow. I haven't decided yet, Sean.
Too slow.
Yeah, I know. Thanks, game. I was literally about to do that. Thanks. Yeah, that was some stagger right there. Good lord. Yeah, that sounds about right, Scion. That's the problem. It's the second veto. Tell you what, if I win the lottery, I'll allow it. Otherwise, let's just say no. I'm not sure anybody wants to see that anyways. It's not like I have anything to add to talk about a horror game. Pretty good so far, Jesse Bess, as I suppose the score indicates. I mean, giant bosses are fine, but man. I mean, I figured since we'd started the game with the Ifrit versus Phoenix fight, we were going to have icon fights. Which means we're about to turn into Ifrit to fight this lady. We're done with phase 1 here. Either way, Scion, I do appreciate the sub. Thank you. I want to put that towards anything other than Star Ocean 2. Please let me. Ow. Right in the eye. Didn't give a lot of experience either. So, round 2.
You're nothing. A monster. And
I do not, Inamisha, no.
will not let you stand in my way!
Yeah, so, oh, sorry, Lore Shock, we're Ifrit. Can I get some Lore Shocks in chat, please?
Clive!
think you just answered your own question, Drax, yeah. I will admit, I'm debating a negative for narrative cheating. Because it is a narrative cheat. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. The fact that the cutscene at the beginning where he explicitly and implicitly watches Ifrit kill his brother is done from a third-person perspective. That is the definition of a narrative cheat. Whoops, wrong button. I mean, imagine Devil May Cry 5, but all of a sudden, you know, there's tons and tons of cutscenes in it. I think you've got this game. Answer to Steppenwolf. Yeah, we'll see what's going on with the hooded figure. I've got some thoughts about that, but I'm holding on to this for now. I'm glad they're not holding on to this particular reveal for too long, but it doesn't change the fact that they did actually narratively cheat. Sorry, that's the definition thereof. Exactly, Breakfast Slammer. There are a lot of cutscenes in this game. 90 minutes! Before we got to real gameplay. 90 minutes. I think you're right, Blade Taval. That would jive with what happened with Strangers of Paradise, too. Honestly. I've noticed a trend in general. A lot of developers, but especially the writers at Square Enix, have this tendency to really want their big twists, right? That's nothing new. That's been true for a while now. But you get my point, right? It wouldn't surprise me if, given how many interesting shakeups have been happening at the company, that especially after the Stranger of Paradise incident, they were like, you know what? Fine. Yeah, that's why these fights are more a story plus than they are a gameplay plus. Not a lot happening here, gameplay-wise. I guess I could go for it. Just for you, Dream Whisperer. I immediately get hit twice for my efforts. I kind of like how Ifrit's this big, slow chonker, too. It's not normal for Ifrit. I like how immediately after I say that, he starts darting around like a frickin' ping pong ball. Care to define that, Monobrent? using that arm anyways. I mean, I guess my point, Monobrent, is, you know, this is a QTE. We've been in a QTE for about 2 solid minutes. And even the actual fight itself is 4 buttons total. Contrast that to the amount of options and kit we have in regular combat right now. So, spectacle? Absolutely. Interesting? Sure. Gameplay? Not so much. At least not yet. Honestly, it's a better implementation of the same concept from FF15. The big spectacle fights in FF15 were there for the big spectacle. They weren't there for the fun of actually fighting the fight. I love it. They're finally singing in English and I still have no idea what they're saying. It's okay, we're gonna save this forest no matter the cost. Ding. So yeah, sure, plus to story, but not a plus to gameplay. Like I said. Let's put that under this. And I did lay down, but thank you for asking. Is it pathetic that I want FF6 to outscore this game? It won't. There's no way. I don't think I'd call FF6 a nostalgia game. Ironically, viscerality doesn't apply to cutscenes like that. We will, however, debate viscerality later.
It is you, isn't it, Clive? Stop this! Now!
Well, FF16 is a longer game, so more possibilities for positives. And it's got tools that FF6 doesn't have access to. Voice acting, just to name one.
I said stop!
Hi, Wandering Doll. I'm sorry you're putting up with college. Set lightning storm to stun? That's true, Wilking. I do think this game will score quite well.
You're too nice is your problem. Bloody mess, this.
Just another scar. Sorry I didn't answer you yet, Jesse's Mask. I was still debating it. But yeah, FF10 takes forever to hit the gameplay point. But yeah, I think you're right. I think this is the longest.
Oh,
I have a spreadsheet somewhere.
The ghost you've been chasing. It was inside you all along. They'll be damned if I know what that means. Oh. Why? Why did you have to listen to him? Benner. This can't be what you wanted, can it?
Sometime later. Ah, so that's Barnabas.
King is bold, or desperate.
Will you engage him personally, Your Highness?
Ah, and that's Bahamut.
Of course.
Greagle's breath fill your wings.
It's Bahamut! The prince is with us!
Don't mind the casualties, it's fine, it's fine. So that's interesting. If I could pause for a second. That's interesting because it demonstrates just how much control over his icon Dion has, which is higher than anyone else we've seen so far. The person, Jill, who turned into Shiva, barely had any control over it, can only partially flex, and was having issues. We haven't seen much from Titan so far. So I'm not actually sure about him, so that's kind of an asterisk. Garuda obviously only fully primed when she actually completely lost control and lost her mind, and obviously we have no power over it as well. But he just casually turns in and out of Bahamut. That demonstrates a mastery we haven't seen yet.
Reform the cohorts.
At once.
Sid is in control, but it costs him dearly each time he does it. It's clearly painful and is costing himself.
Your Highness.
That's what I mean. Dion just casually hops off of a cliff, turns into the dragon, flies for it, fights for a bit, and then just kind of lands and is fine, right? Just like that, you know? There's no blood kind of a thing like we had with Sidolphus. Like, he's just chilling.
Saboteurs.
Their attacks are frequent and widespread, even in the holy capital.
The capital. What of my father? Is he...
Radiance is safe. But he has ordered the city guard strengthened.
Hang on 1 second. Is there any way? Come on. Nope. Damn it. Whatever.
We can expect no reinforcements.
That is of no matter. The Emperor's safety is paramount.
Yes, we must know about the Emperor. We must know about Dion, leader of the Dragoons, most elite warrior of the Holy Empire of the religious evil people, who are the first to leap into the fray when the Empire finds itself under threat, often literally. Dominant of Bahamut, who is of light. And, of course, he's going to be of dark. He rides atop his spectral steed, whose black blade is said to be sharp enough to split the very seas in twain. Waloed, the sole surviving nation in Ash, Waloed has its capital at Stoneher, home of the Mother Crystal of Drake's Spine. Its ruler, Barnabas the Mere, Dominant of Odin, Ward of Darkness, recently dispatched units of intelligence to Storm with orders to scout ahead prior to full-scale invasion. Having ceded territory to the Holy Empire of Sanbreak in the Battle of the Twin Realms in the year 865, the Waloeders launched an attack in Belen's Tor in 873 with the intent of regaining their lost foothold in the continent across the strait. Which is where we are. The Holy Roman Empire here. Sanbreak is home to the Mother Crystal known as Drake's Head, at whose foot stands the holy capital of Oriflame. The Empire has been at war with the Kingdom of Waloed, situated across the Strait of Altha, ever since the Battle of the Twin Realms in 865. And judging by their clash at Belen's Tor in 873, neither side shows any sign of backing down. So, 8 years of war with icons involved.
I shall deal with our enemies here. All of them. It was me.
So this is where we kill ourselves, and then we play as Sid for the rest of the game.
Ah, you're awake. You're just full of surprises. First that trick with Garuda, then whatever the hell that other thing was. Didn't know you had it in you.
Hang on, Sign of the Emperor. Let me pull up the spreadsheet here. I mean, real talk, this is probably in the upper echelons of Final Fantasy games. Assuming it retains quality, which is, of course, the important part. If it starts to nosedive, we'll have an FF12 situation. So if it retains quality, it'll up there with 7, 6, 5. And if it starts falling off, it'll be in the upper tiers, but not the highest tiers, alongside 10, 10-2, and 12. That's just so far. We're only 2 days in. And we've still got 90,000 hours of the game to go. Let's see. Warhammer. Yep, it's right there. So, Warhammer got frozen because it went 136 days without a donation, Son of the Emperor. That's it. That's all. It's still there. It's just not on the website anymore. Thank you, Vandalia. As always. Actually, 9 does qualify in the top tier. I don't know, I like to think in terms of 3s, and I listed 3 games, so I didn't feel like listing a 4th. That's all. Pay off the deeper end. Ace Attorney Investigations. FF1 Comparison Block, and Kingdom Hearts Block. Yeah, no kidding, Vandalia. Terrible book. Threw the damn thing in the trash.
Where's...
Hey?
Kill me.
See? He wants to.
It was me. I killed him. I killed Joshua. I killed them all. I'm a monster. And I deserve to die. So end it. End it now. Please. Please. Ah!
At least give me some clothes.
I reckon I can take you, if that's what you want. But first, I thought I'd give you the benefit of my timeless wisdom. It seems to me, you see, that since you're still breathing, you might as well make yourself useful. Get dressed. Pretty as you are, you're not my type. I'll, see you in the hall.
Oh yeah, in a fight, that's what he was talking about. That's a good question. What else has he been in? Yeah. I don't know his name. Clive's voice actor. The guy who's currently trying to reach for a triple positive for voice acting by himself. What's funny is the Buster Swords worked really well in several cutscenes so far. Not that one, just several of them. There are certain times that side quests will become temporarily unavailable. Cool.
May as well hear what he has to say.
It's weird because I don't really have a vibe on Clive himself, just his actor.
Did you see the girls?
Nobody actually answered me, so I guess I'll Google this. If I'm being generous, I would say what we might have is a Michael Corleone situation with regards to Clive.
I did. Poor thing, all dressed in dirty rags. I'll have to make a new dress for her.
Well? Not saying for you, dear.
I like how much of a downgrade that is, Jesus. Might switch to it anyways, though. So what's this one adding, Scion? Yeah, no, that's just straight up better than anything else I can make right now. Eh,
Not bad, if I do say so myself.
can't upgrade it, though. That's interesting. Yeah, you said that, but, like, I guess I'm just an idiot. I don't understand what that means. Hi, Ryman.
And?
There, we're not using the DLC weapon anymore. We're using hers.
Odin and Bahamut had at it by all accounts.
I could see that, Crimson King.
Gods. So, finally crawled out of the crypt, eh? You look like it. Although I thank you for doing us the courtesy of covering up.
Don't.
Ah, still have a bit of fight left in you? Then listen. I've arranged a meeting with Gav. In case you've forgotten, you're the one he's been putting his nose to work for.
For nothing.
Just listen. While you've been relaxing in your cell, Gav's been busy sniffing out your dominance. And according to his last report, he's picked up the scent. Gav's gone to a fair bit of trouble for you. The least you can do is hear the poor bugger out. He's going to meet us at the King's Fall. Pack your stuff. We'll leave as soon as you're ready.
I didn't undress some people. Although, that is an interesting question. Who did undress Clive? And yes, he's still recruiting. I'm gonna be really sad when he inevitably dies. To, like, Odin or something. I do like new campaign mechanics, Scion, so that sounds awesome. I guess I could just go there. Get...
Yes?
What? Go on then. You'll not find a better price than that.
What you gonna eat? What you've got to eat, Mr. Red. Oh, and I haven't had time to read your thing yet. I will, I swear. I just haven't had any time lately. What'd they do with dwarves? That's after I played, right, so?
Day? Or is it night?
There is a rather fascinating excerpt I've been meaning to show you.
Eggy has historically been used to describe those ethereal entities that can be conjured by dominance. Yeah,
You wish to study the tomes?
I've played FF14, thanks. What makes it rattlesnake pasta?
What's this? Thirds is?
You come.
Well, it says the infirmary is still locked off, and I have an inclination to believe it. But let's see if it's lying to us, shall we? Oh, that sounds cool, Sam.
The girl you came with is still sleeping. Don't disturb her, please.
There you go. No Jill yet. They're literally called yum-yums. Gotcha. Interesting how they straight up block us up. I'm guessing there's going to be a point where the map actually opens up, because right now it super isn't. Still don't really understand what's up with the chains. We speculated on those when we were streaming this last time. I thought they might be roads, and some people thought they might be borders. Hmm. No. Maybe we'll figure it out at some point. Oh my god, color. Kind of.
Not so long ago, this here was a thriving trade route. Then the Blight came. The people left. And just like that, it was deserted. Making it the perfect little shortcut.
I don't know, Sid. I know your shortcuts.
Up ahead. Come on. Still feeling sorry for yourself?
Don't. Please.
Think about it, Clive. The rumours all point to... That was an Imperial signal. They shouldn't be here. The old fort's been abandoned for years. Our little chat can wait. I need to see what the bastards are up to. You go on ahead and meet up with Gav.
But we both know that...
No buts about it.
I've already seen yours anyways. Also, you can tell this is Britain because it's raining, and it's dour and drab. It smells like wet dog for some reason. Wait, that's Pharrell. My bad.
This is stupid. I'm the Dominant of Fire. We sent Gav on a wild goose chase.
I mean, that sounds cool, Scion. And the very concept of a thunder barge sounds amazing. Yeah, as I say, I have plenty of British viewers. Y'all can confirm this for me. So...
More killing.
Crabs, by the way. Did you notice that?
Sick him, Torgal! Get him, boy!
That is the kind of thing that qualifies for viscerality, which it'll probably get at least one positive for. I'm not sure about the second, and I'm really not sure about the third. I'm still chewing on that, but it's definitely getting the first.
Get him! Over here. It's over. Sick him, Torgal. Over here. Sick him, Torgal. Give them all you've got, boy. Get him.
Even better, Sam.
You know what to do, boy.
If I'm being honest, I'm kind of surprised they're still supporting the game. In a good way. Yeah, no, exactly, Primer. You'll notice... I should actually test if these are true red rooms or not. It would make sense, Devil May Cry. Beat 'em up, but yeah. I was gonna say something. I can't remember what. I'm probably very stupid, but like, one of the things I've been chewing on is how much desaturated this whole game is. Not just visually, although that is of course part of it.
Beastman!
It has to be a design choice, right? It has to be what they're going for.
Get him, boy. Get him, boy. Over here. You know what?
Yeah. It's just interesting to think about. That's all.
You know what to do, boy.
For what it's worth, I am quite enjoying the combat for what it is right now. It's definitely an improvement over several other games I can mention.
There, boy. Get him, boy. Get him! Sick of Toggle! Not this time.
If I was to give it a simple multiplier, I would say this is at least 15 times better than FF15's combat. Now that sounds like a joke, a meme, or a lie, but I didn't realize the humor of that statement until I was already in the middle of talking about it. I'm sorry, FF15's combat is not that good. It is flashy, but completely vacuous. There's literally more combat design in FF6, or FF7, or FF9, or FF8, or FF10-2, or FF10. I'd say those are probably the top ones. Or FF4DS. Than there is in FF15. Yeah, FF15's combat is... I can't remember the name of the game. There was a game that came out, I feel like it was DMC, but I could be wrong about that, where one of the developers flat out stated that they wanted to make sure that no matter what you did, something cool was happening on the screen. And that was a terrible idea because it actually took away from gameplay. It removed the player from control over the game, and instead you just kind of would mash buttons and things would happen, right? I think that was DMC, but do not quote me on that. Either way, yeah, FF13 probably better than 15. That's what 15 felt like. You mash buttons and things happen. And, you know?
Shortcut, Sid. Straight to a nest of bloodthirsty beasts.
This, by contrast, feels more like... Well, I keep making my Devil May Cry comparisons, but at the very least, it feels more like Kingdom Hearts. What I do, when I do it, and how I do it is a thing. There hasn't been one instance, ever since I switched this button right here, where I have felt like the game is screwing me over. Every time I make a mistake, I can tell instantly and immediately I made that mistake, and that's important to me, right? Ignoring the obvious fact that it's good feedback, if I don't know what I've done wrong, then I don't know how to improve. In this game, every time something goes wrong, I know exactly what I have done wrong. It probably looks like I've been fairly berserker-y in terms of this playthrough, but it's probably going to amuse you then to learn that I've actually been playing very conservatively as far as my own usual playstyle goes. Because I've been trying to play around with it.
Sick of Toggle! You know what to do, boy. Sick of Toggle! Give them all you've got, boy!
For example, how many of you even noticed that once I do a knockback attack on someone, one of the first things I can do is do that, and it almost always procs some kind of special attack which does bonus damage to them.
You know what to do.
Like this. Okay, that actually wasn't it, so I just screwed up there.
Over here.
And yeah, more crabs, of course. There, like that. Actually got one to actually have.
Get him.
It's the little short finishing moves he does.
You lose. Get him, boy.
Hell, even the attack cast thing, that's input and timing based. You can't mash that. There, see? There's another example. So there's a lot going on in a short period of time. I will admit, I do think the enemies have too much health, and I almost guarantee that's going to be a problem eventually. Like, right now it's fine, because, you know, we're only 10 hours into the game.
Sick of Torgal. Over here. You know what to do, boy. Don't let them get away. Come on. Get him, boy. Sick of Torgal. Get him. There, boy. Give him all you've got, boy.
No, absolutely, Innocence. One of the pinnacles, one of the 3 points of viscerality is impact. How much it feels like you're doing something. When I'm doing this doesn't actually feel very visceral, because I haven't even got his health bar to half right now. Oh, I said I'd test that. Hang on, let's test that. Okay. So, yep, we're in combat, so we can't progress. This is, in fact, a red door.
Much more of this.
Or a red room.
Better already.
What I really should do is see what happens when I die. In fact, let's test that right now.
To end this quickly. I can't do it.
Restart from last checkpoint with additional potions and health potions, or return to title, which probably means reload the most recent save. Well, how far back does this send us? One encounter. That's not bad. I think you're right. It is the most recent autosaves, but the autosaves have been pretty solid so far. There is no story difficulty. No sense.
How tall are you?
It looks like the spiders have stayed dead, though. It's just the Minotaur.
There, boy! There's a good boy. You know what to do, boy.
I think you're right, Nimi, and I think I agree. That is definitely multiple positive worthy. Good autosaves are their own thing. I need to actually do a bit of an auto, though. I will.
Sick of Torgal.
No, like I said, that's part of the autosave positives.
Get him! Sick of Torgal. Not this time. Get him! There, boy! Sick of Torgal. Don't let them get away. Get him, boy. You know what to do, boy. Get him.
Yeah, so this is what I was talking about with the health thing. Remember, we're a level higher than this guy, And I just upgraded my weapon. Now, granted, that technically lowered the quality of my weapon from the DLC weapon, but in a normal playthrough, I wouldn't have that DLC weapon. So, here we are. We'll have to see how that goes throughout the rest of the game. So let's see how many saves it keeps. Looks like 10? If I'm looking at this correctly. Really, Blade Terval? Please elaborate. But yeah, you can see it's got a bunch of autosaves there. And you could also just show the manual saves if you don't care about those. No, that's a very solid autosave system. Why would you do this, son? I ask a question in ignorance. What is Total War Pharaoh Dynasties? Okay, I was gonna say that was tickling something in the back of my mind, but I wasn't quite sure about that. Oh. Sorry, Blade Terval. Usually when someone says I'm doing something wrong, it's kind of like, you know, a dick statement, and I'm like, okay. But apparently all I'm doing wrong right now is I'm not perfectly parrying everything. One second. Well, either way, thank you very, very, very much, Sino. Far too much. Please stop giving me money. I do always appreciate your support, though. Thank you. Damn it, Nimi, no! Remember, you can put it towards genres, not just dealer's choice. If there's a specific genre of game you'd be interested in seeing. And, as mentioned, I'll put that towards Silent Hill 2R, Space Marine 2, and Total War Pharaoh Dynasties. And winning the lottery. So every individual ability has its own cooldown, but I can't swap which abilities I have equipped in combat, little one. So at the moment I only have the 4 to work with. You may or may not have noticed that I've been cycling through all 4 pretty regularly, which is part of the reason I took such umbrage of Blade Terval's comment.
is it, boy?
After him! Don't let him escape! Gav!
Okay, that's a good reaction.
Who goes there?
Yeah, Garuda does tons of stagger damage.
Take his head! Out of my way.
If I could demonstrate briefly.
You made your choice! What?
Well, that's Garuda.
Get the woolly thought! Get him! You know what to do. Get him, boy!
The sound effects sell it with it all. Thank you, Meat Fist, for the sound. As always. I will jot that down as soon as I fight this thing that used to be a boss. Along with this other thing that used to be a boss.
There he is! Don't let him escape!
Along with these other things. Can I help you people?
Clive, what's the situation?
You're late! Goat's in trouble!
What?
The Imperials are on his tail! We have to get to him before they do.
Understood.
Yeah, that means we're in a hurry.
I'm here to even the odds. Any objections? I'll take the dragon. You take the dragoon.
There, boy! Get him, boy! You know what to do, boy.
Die, you bastard! Think that hurt me more than it hurt him. Sorry, lad. Don't know how much else is going to be here. All right. One down, one to go.
Look, Dream Whisperer, I didn't do it on purpose.
Don't let them get away. Sicko Torgal! Over here.
Yes, Evo, sorry. What's the issue?
Sicko Torgal! Get him! Give them all you've got, boy!
Oh, headache is still terrible. Thank you for asking.
Much more of this.
Who's that? There, boy!
Not this time.
Keep your distance, boy. Get him, boy. You know what to do, boy.
When could these bastards fly? But what goes up must come down. time waster. Come on, let's finish him off.
Sick of
Can't take much more of this.
He's just got a pogo stick at the end of his spear.
Come on.
You'd better not be about to kill Gav, I swear to God.
Shit!
No, okay. Yeah, no, he's fine. The music gave that away.
Clive! Give me your hand!
His injured hand, don't forget.
Help me!
Help me! Help me, Clive!
I've got you.
Yeah, that was his injured arm he just yanked him up by.
There.
Okay, so real talk, I thought Gav was about to die there, and I was going to be pissed. This is absolutely the kind of game that can and would pull that kind of a trick, right? Hey, beloved character, death. And, yeah, usually when someone has some traumatic thing, it spurs them to failure, for lack of a better way to put that. That would be the normal trope for something like that. So I'm glad it didn't. Is everyone else seeing the stream freezing? Remember, I've got most of my stuff off so I can micro-optimize the stream. Although, maybe turn down the quality, Evo. I'm no longer streaming at the multiple variable, whatever it is, the multi-sampling rate thing, in order to, once again, reduce the load on my computer. I was going to write something down. Yeah, exactly, R-Spruce. Or hell, they just casually killed off Biggs and Wedge so quickly and efficiently that if you're not paying attention, you might not have even noticed it happening.
Clive doesn't have your nose, I said. He'd stumble off a cliff, I said.
Well, that's the trouble with a nose like mine. Can't help sticking it where it's not wanted. But if it wasn't for you two, my sniffing days would be over. Thank you. Truly.
Also, if I could just be bold for a second, I really like how Clive is really invested in saving Gav. I know that sounds like a strange thing, but no, that's actually awesome. It makes so much sense. He has spent 13 years focusing on something that he has just found out was a lie the entire time and was never an attainable goal. That never feels great. So he's just kind of whatevering, and then Sid pretty much press gangs him into, hey, come help Gav, because Gav is doing this for you. And then he's still broody, of course. He has every right to be. He's been through a lot. But then the moment he sees Gav in trouble, all of that just kind of goes away. And combat mode takes over, for lack of a better way to put that.
So, what news?
Well, found out where your friend's heading, for one thing.
Gav,
Him and his mate are on their way to your old stomping ground, Rosaria. You should have seen what they did to the Imperials who tried to stop them. There's no question about it. He's a dominant fire, all right.
He can't be.
Clive, I saw you turn into an icon before my very eyes. And yes, there's a good chance it was you who killed the Phoenix. But we weren't alone, were we? There was the fellow you saw enter the whirlwind. I saw him too.
I was wondering about that. So that's confirmation that it's not just some kind of mental delusion. It might still be an illusion, but...
You didn't dream it, Clive. He's out there.
But who is he?
Don't ask me. I don't bloody know.
Sounds like our second story arc, though.
But I do know one thing. You're gonna find him and find out. After all, you swore an oath.
What?
You swore you'd avenge your brother's death. That you'd never rest until you'd hunted down the man responsible. So, find out if this man's responsible and kill yourself if he's not. Don't thank me. Thank Gav.
Thank you, Gav.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Actually, yeah, Meat Fist. Gav is just a bro. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I tend to like bro characters. It's a specific archetype. Most games have at least one.
It's returning this year.
The Deadlands have swallowed their roosts, like as not. We're running out of time.
We'll be in Rosaria in a day or two.
Back to where it all began.
Oh my god, it's Joshua, holy crap! Lorshock!
He must be stopped.
No, I could make more fun, but I'm actually really glad they're not dragging out these twists. Shove those twists forward. First of all, you can do more with them that way, and second of all, well, I mean, come on, it was really obvious to begin with.
Spitting great gouts of fire he was, like a bleeding volcano.
I have done 2 full streams of 15 on camera, no less, mortal.
Ever seen a volcano?
What? You think I'm having you on?
Clive! Your friend! She's awake!
Oh, so now we get some good news. Right. Now that we saved Gav.
Go to her, you fool. Right, you lot. Enough slacking. Goots, come with me. Gav, go and get those wounds seen to.
Oh, give it to me straight. How long have I got?
So?
All in good time. Let's make ourselves scarce.
Jill.
Wait! There's a Moogle now.
Isn't them...
They even have a Moogle. I've never seen one in the flesh. I'm sure it said in my father's bestiary that they live deep in the forest, and that they never reveal themselves to humans.
Nectar the Bold is no ordinary
Nectar, you
Moogle.
say? Clive.
You understand Moogle tongue?
So it would seem.
It's okay, we've heard Moogles before, and I hate... It's actually the same woman who voices almost every Moogle in Square games in English. I'm not actually joking. In the FF13s, there's several Moogles. In... Oh god, I can't think of the name of it all of a sudden. The Gaiden game they did, there was one voice actress who voiced the Moogles. And we've seen a couple other things where it's the same woman. She voices all the Moogles. And I'm kind of glad she's not here, because she's a fine voice actress, but her voice is a little piercing. I've been trying to talk to these people ever since the winds carried me here, but none of them understand a word I'm saying. I've been banging my pom-pom against a brick wall.
That sounds
Kupo.
painful.
But now you're here, my pom-pom's safe at last. You can hear me. You can actually hear me, Kupo. It's our little secret, Kupo. Because of course you'd be from the Bronx. Points if you get it.
Let's get this fixed before someone...
It's true then. It really is you.
Isn't she her... Oh no, she's not her blood sister. That makes it okay.
It is.
Clive! You're alive.
So are you. I still can't believe it. Are your wounds healed?
That I gave you.
Yes. Talia told me what happened. You saved my life.
After nearly taking it, I had no idea. Forgive me, but how did you ever come to be there, Jill? Fighting for them.
The Iron Blood. They invaded not long after the news arrived about Phoenix Gate. Rosaria had lost her leaders. The Duchy was in chaos. The Iron Kingdom saw our weakness and pounced upon it. They killed the men and captured the women.
And took you back to Ironhome.
I thought they meant to have their fun with me before the end. But the end never came. My powers awoke, and everything changed. It all happened so fast.
We were told that the Iron Blood had captured a dominant and planned to bring her on their latest crusade.
They gave me a choice. To fight for them on the battlefield, or see my countrywomen slaughtered.
And they call us dominants.
What? What happened, Clive? What happened at Phoenix Gate?
Well, you see. Explain.
It was me. I killed Joshua.
No, that's not true. I know you. You wouldn't do that.
It's the truth. I changed into him again, not long ago. The second icon of fire. The one responsible.
Clive.
When I think back to that night... The hooded man, he spoke to me. What did he say?
XVI.
We have found you. What did he mean?
Clive, we should go back there, to Phoenix Gate.
Why?
I need to know what really happened. And so do you. You need to know for certain. And if what you told me is true, and you did what you said you did, then we will face it together.
Jill, All right.
You'll be needing a change of clothes, then. Out you go, your lordship. We wouldn't want you getting overexcited.
Sorry.
I'll see you soon then, Clive.
I should make ready too. We've a long journey ahead of us.
True, we've got a side quest. The most hideous and horrible thing in all of RPGdom.
Isn't the Moogle funny?
Ah, Clive. I trust you're settling in?
Gradually getting used to the place.
I'm glad to hear it. I was hoping you might be persuaded to come to my aid once more. Your services will be rewarded, of course.
I don't doubt it. Seems to be the way around here.
We strive to be better than those we once served.
Dude, I'm pretty sure a rock would be better than the people you just served.
Now, as to the task itself, I am once again in need of a pair of hands to deliver sustenance to our esteemed companions. I have 3 meals for 3 industrious souls. What say you?
Sure, I'll be a busker.
I'd be happy to help.
Marvelous. The 3 individuals you'll be seeking out are busying themselves about the hideaway. You'll find one by the entrance, another in the bunks, and the other guarding the cells. Thank you once again, Clive.
Damn it, Plato. So, my biggest fear about the side quests, and I'll be quite overt about this, is that there will be a moment, probably pretty far into the game, all things considered, where there's just suddenly dozens of them everywhere. Just so many side quests in all directions. That's what I'm expecting.
Back so soon? Fancied another kip in the cells, did you?
Kenny sent me. He thought you might be hungry.
He wasn't wrong. The way my gut's been growling, I'd have curls running scared.
Guard duty down here can't be much fun.
It's not. But sometimes folk need locking up, and someone has to watch over them. I help people sleep at night, and that's not a boast many can make. You keep yourself on the right side of these bars now, you hear me?
Probably, Meat Fist. Oh my god. The entire world's about to explode! But listen, I really need you to find my chickens!
We're looking at half a dozen.
These chickens, and if you get all 15 chickens, then you'll be able to unlock the super secret ultra materia weapon, which does 0 damage unless you perfectly parry. Then it instantly kills your enemy, even if it's a boss.
Give for some wild mickleberries.
Can I help you? Kenneth sent me.
I mean, so far, and I kind of do mean this as a negative, the side quests have been very FF14 side quests. Talk to person, that's it. No real gameplay to speak of.
Ah, wonderful. Do you hear that? Our food has arrived. Does your appetite still elude you? Is he sick? I'm afraid so. Those no longer in need of a Physica's immediate ministrations are sent here for further rest. I tend to those who cannot tend to themselves, which leaves me very little time for anything else. Happily, Kenneth sees that I stay fed. I would be lost without the kindness of good people like him and yourself. Thank you.
You know, Mike Romano has a good point there.
Come, you must eat if you're to recover.
I hate to be a burden, but thank you.
I'm trying to think of the most egregious example of that kind of side quest lack of urgency thing. Surely there's something somewhere that's like really, really bad. I suppose it would be FF7 by default.
Ooh, something smells good. For me, I hope.
It is. Courtesy of Kenneth.
That's true. All these people are good people, which means they're all going to die horribly, tortured to death in like some really, really horrible way, and everyone's gonna be like, mwah.
Oh, my thanks. These birds are needy creatures. They don't like me running after the fat chocobo behind their backs.
They must keep you busy.
Ah, there's never a moment's rest. Probably for the best I eat down here, reeking of the staples as I do. I'd only put people off their food. And who has time to wash and dress for dinner when they've got little darlings like these to wait upon, eh? Anyway, thanks for the food, and be sure to give Kenneth my regards.
Yeah, I could see Kingdom Hearts there.
I better let Kenneth know.
I think I'm going to stick with FF7, though. Yeah, so there's an actual magical meteor that's on its way down to collide with the planet Earth in like 7 days. So let's hit the golden saucer.
Ah, you're back. All done? Wonderful. Here, your reward, as promised.
The hideaway's quite something. Everyone has their place.
A fact we are proud of, believe me. I'm glad you've witnessed it for yourself. You have your place too, of course, as you have just so capably proven, and you will always have a place with us, should you desire it.
It's kind of you to say so.
It is the truth, and not a soul among us would deny it. I look forward to all that you will bring to our little community.
Including the eventual horrible death. Three days. No, PB good faith. No, bad.
You, newcomer, I need help.
What's the matter?
It's my assistant. She left to gather soil, and I've seen nothing of her since. I cannot concentrate one whit for fear of what might have happened. Please, I beg of you, will you go and check? I have to know.
All right, I'll go.
Marvelous. Thank you. You'll be rewarded for your time, of course.
Whereabouts is she?
Gotan's Bales. It's on the outskirts of Lostwig. Not the safest place for an unaccompanied bearer, perhaps, but the soil there is second to none. Now go, and do not linger. Why, it may already be too late.
Actually, that would make a lot of sense in lore, Pillars of Snow. Okay, so let's see if we can do this. Nope, wrong button. Because if you think about it, obviously it's making sure the newcomer is being useful, but it also makes sure that they're getting the layout and getting introduced to people, and it makes sure people are positively inclined towards them because these are ex-slaves who are being gifted food from someone. So it kind of generates positive vibes on both sides.
You know what to do, boy. Sick of Torgal.
Yep, gives everyone a good first impression. Like, that's really smart if that's being done on purpose.
There, boy. Sick of Torgal.
Alright, man, these giant crabs won't bother you. Don't mind the giant crab that's right on your face, man. It's fine, man.
Get him, boy. You know what to do, boy. Give them all you've got, boy. Get him.
They're very crab. Yada.
Are you hurt?
It would have been worse if you hadn't come along. Wait, I've seen you around the hideaway. You're new, aren't you?
I'm Clive.
And I'm Martel. But what are you doing here?
Looking for you. This is no place for a bearer on her own.
I noticed that. But this soil's not going to collect itself.
Then what if I gathered it for you? You could head back to the hideaway. Just exactly what sort of dirt is it that you need?
What I need is soil. But I'd be a fool to refuse your help after what just happened. It's the good stuff you're looking for. Dark, rich, fragrant. You'll know it when you find it.
Dark, rich, and fragrant. Right. Well, you should hurry back. Bohemil seemed worried enough that he might come looking for you himself.
That seems unlikely, but I won't argue with you. Thanks.
They probably do, Arspruce. But I do like what the idea, as mentioned earlier.
Enough of it here. But is it dark, rich, and fragrant?
Get it, boy.
In other words, they're importing. They're importing soil from areas that haven't been blighted into areas that are blighted. Now the question is, what happens to the soil when they do that? Can the magical energy be reintroduced to the land? Literally. Oh, I noticed that, Ross. Excuse me, can I steal your soil? Huh? Look, I swear it's not a weird thing. I just need your soil. What? Look, don't make this a thing, okay? Not so far anarcho-Marxist, and I imagine there won't be. They'd probably open up with something like that if they were going to.
That should be enough. I better get it back to the hideaway.
Having said that, we have seen that the ancients had airships. Hey, look, I can just warp back. God, that's such a nice feature. Quality of life.
There you are. And all safe and sound.
See you around, Yada.
Oh. Yes, she's standing right there.
Not the girl. The soil. Did you bring it?
Ross, why did you have to say anything?
Yes. Here.
Glorious! When Martel came home empty-handed, I almost had a fit.
I'm about to have a fit on your face.
But with this, my research can continue. First and foremost come the measurements. I must know how much ether each sample contains. From there...
Wait, so you were never...
Worried about me? Sorry to disappoint you, but the only thing he worries about is his research.
But that's...
That's all right. It's just how he is. And if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be growing anything in these ruins. It's a small price to pay. Although, you shouldn't have to pay it too. Did he even offer you anything for helping? Ugh. Here. I know it's not much, but it's something, at least.
Lady, I don't... Okay, thanks.
I wish I could offer you some fruit too, but you're not likely to thank me if I do. Still, we'll grow something worth eating one of these days, and when we do, you'll have first pick.
Narrator, they never grow anything. This isn't even a Final Fantasy game.
Now, my research can continue.
Or whatever things people were saying when this game came out. I actually don't remember. I was barely paying attention at the time. I mean, it kind of isn't, Mr. Red. I've said it for years. The first Dragon Quest game was Dragon Quest 3. First Final Fantasy game was Final Fantasy 4. Yeah, FF1 is D&D Light. Could grab both of those. Don't mistake me, I do legitimately think there is such a thing as a vibe, you know what I mean? To something being part of the franchise. We've actually talked about that recently because it's something that's very much on my mind thanks to the rewrites. You know, it's too easy to do a rewrite of Star Trek, Star Wars, Cyberpunk, Mega Man, what's another sci-fi setting, and Firefly, and just melting pot them until all of them feel like the same setting. You need to maintain that distinction, that tone. Yeah, everyone tells me to get Rook's Gambit. I guess I could get Rook's Gambit. Well, first we'll hit the wrong button. It's very important. We'll try it out. Yeah, I do like the reset. The respec. I'm actually really eyeballing getting Flames of Rebirth instead of Cyclone, it looks like. Yeah. That's true, Meat Fist. Although, how do I phrase that? I don't want to say I don't agree so much as I'm just not in the same camp. Whether it... I mean, the FFs are already very varied in terms of their specifics of combat and approach to gameplay. Like, think about FF15 versus FF10 versus FF3. Just right off the top of my head. Let's hold off. We only need 700 more to grab that. But we'll save up for that. I do want to hit the shop, though, which is funny, because that's where my MSQ is going. Yeah, or FF12, yeah.
What do you want?
To say farewell. We're leaving.
Good decision. Better that than buried out there in the black. You've got a lot to thank that girl for, you know.
I know. And I will.
Now, what do you really want? We both know you don't come here for conversation.
Can I refill my potions, please? Thank you. Absolutely, Eva. That's more or less exactly what I was trying to get at there.
It'd better all be here. You're rubbing me blind, you know.
It's a 1.5-minute buff, by the way. Stone Skin Tonic. As well.
It'd better all be here.
Admittedly, I could see that, Geludo. I will freely admit that for me, not counting the side games, the FF series kind of stopped at 12. I said that yesterday, and I didn't really... Like, I wasn't really joking about that. FF12 was the last FF game for me. 13 is just kind of doing its own weird thing. In fact, if I was to specifically call it a part of tone, I would say FF13 is a Tales of game. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, and you can like that as much as you want, but Tales of is very different from FF.
I should probably say thank you to Gav, too.
Look what the curl dragged in. Off your trot, then.
Can I see I'm busy here?
So, what'll it be? Not bad, if I do say so myself. Should last you a good while.
Well, this Gaia Blade will officially put us up to the level of being at the DLC weapons.
That it?
Damn.
Fine, make it
God
quick.
Damn it.
What do you want?
Not bad, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, that'll push us over the DLC items. Yeah, we might as well.
Yeah, that should do you. You can thank me later.
Actually, yeah, honestly, Ross. It's not like the new trick is bad or, you know, not willing to be, or not worthy of being its own thing. And I should also mention I haven't watched Prodigy or Lower Decks or Strange New Worlds. But Discovery? Hard?
So your mind's made up, is it?
We'll be leaving for Rosaria as soon as we're able.
Back down memory lane, eh? Rosaria ain't what she used to be, Clive. Not since the Imperials moved in. First sign of trouble, you make straight for Martha's Rest and ask for the landlady.
You see what I mean about Gav just being a bro? Without even being asked, he just volunteers useful information.
She's a friend of the cause. Tell her you was Sid, and she'll help you out.
Understood.
Thank you, Gav.
Yeah.
I'd be lost without you.
Literally.
I'm just doing my job. No need to make such a fuss. You take care, alright?
I'm gonna be really pissed when they kill Gav.
Craphead goodbyes. Where's Sid when you need him?
Give him my regards when he gets back.
I will.
Like, I am going to murder this planet when they kill Gav.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Ready, my lady?
Ready.
Damn it, Yura. What's funny, Meatfist, is I love both. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 are peak FF to me, and have been for a long time. I've even re-examined that opinion in more recent times and found it to be true, that it withheld the test of time. It helps that we've gotten some ports and re-releases of some of those games to polish up some of the old problems they had. Except for 7... Green! 8 is such a fascinating game. Almost every time I've played 8, I've liked it more than the previous time. It's weird.
Rosaria. It's been 13 years.
But this breeze, the smell of the grass, it's just as I remember it.
You haven't been back either.
I think you're right, Monobrown.
I couldn't. Rand did keep a close watch on each other in the Imperial Army. You'd get beheaded just for knowing a deserter. The only way out was on a mission.
I see.
But mostly I was afraid. Afraid to go back.
I know.
But I'm here now. Thanks to you.
And Gav and Sid and... Anyways. Imperial province of Rosaria.
We should press on.
Also, he might actually be one of the oldest main protags we've played as. I was just thinking about that. He's 28 here.
That inn at the top of the hill must be Martha's Rest. Gav said the landlady's a friend.
Just gonna make sure
But can we say the same for her patrons?
Imperials don't tend to take well to those with my mark. If anyone asks, I'm a branded soldier, sworn to protect my noble mistress.
What's interesting is that might actually be on purpose, Monobrown. How many of you watched my Witcher 3 playthrough? The big one, the lore run. You start off in a dirty, filthy, buck-ridden swamp of death, where everything is awful. People are unpleasant, things are bad, things are bleak. And then you leave the swamp, and that happens at a turning point in the story. And yeah, once you get out of the no man's land, it's just... What? Oh, it's just... When I was playing through, I didn't even realize how much the no man's land was bothering me until we left it, and it was just suddenly this weight lifted upon me. But anyways, the thing I'm pointing out is they probably did that on purpose. You start the game in the no man's land, and then you branch out. Did I?
Ben,
After what happened at Phoenix Gate, it didn't seem the highest priority.
Oi! Stop and give me an hand. Here, you couldn't give me an hand, could you? Typical. A bloody bearer. And just when I thought my luck had changed. Still, better a crumb of crystal than an empty hand, I suppose. Though it pains me to use another man's branded. Here, you understand me, don't you? I need your help.
We're... What? this dude. Yeah, okay, sure. Let me help you. Shink. There we go. Walk back to Jill. Check it out, Jill. I got a new sheath for my sword.
These blasted birds must have caught a whiff of my cargo, and now they've got me surrounded. And it was running late as it was. I've got something special needs delivering before the rest, but I dare not leave my cart untended. You couldn't run it up to Martha's Rest for me, could you? Needs to get there quick, mind.
Fine.
That's the spirit. All right. Here. You hand that to the stable master and no one else. I'm owed a little something for it. If he gives it to you, pass it along to your master by way of thanks. Be off with you then, and don't go taking any detours on the way.
Yeah, I think the only way we get younger than Vaughn, or Titus for that matter, is to go into the technically range with Luneth in FF3. And he's only in one version of FF3. Now to do detours. No, I'm not going to do detours. Good. Keeps aggroing. There's just stuff everywhere. It's aggroing me.
Here we are.
No, Terra was actually 18. 19 as well, but also 18.
That's one of our branded. Do we take him in?
He's not one of ours. Look, he's with his master.
Jesus Christ.
Are you the stable master? I was asked to deliver this to you.
Have fun, Evo. Take pictures. Within reason. Also, keep your phone dry.
This is for me, right enough. Not sure what some bearer's doing bringing it to me, though. Where's that fool of a peddler got to?
He couldn't come himself. His cart's surrounded by wild chocobos.
Huh. Sounds about right. He'll have it full of Gizal greens, no doubt. Crammed with him, if I know him.
Gizal greens?
Chocobos go mad for them, don't they? And if you forget to seal the cart up tight, the smell gets out, and birds come running from miles around. Don't get me wrong. They're a fine investment for a savvy merchant, especially around these parts. But you can't get greedy, as our mutual friend is learning the hard way. Still, I got my wares, and that's all that matters. Be sure to pass your master my regards.
Yeah, fun fact. This is the second time ever that the word Gissel has been pronounced in this franchise. Even though it's been around since FF3, I think. I actually had to dig a little bit of a rabbit hole when I was looking at pronunciation guides for the FF9 theater to figure out how to pronounce it, because they say Gissel several times in that one.
You get some rest now.
If you're wondering, the one and only other time they ever pronounce it is in FF13-3.
I wonder if Martha is as friendly as Gav claims.
Let's go and find out.
She was not friendly.
Any goods to Eastpool, leave them in the park.
They probably say it in 14. I have no memory of that being a thing, to be honest with you, but they probably do. However, this was before that. Oh my god. His job is to just hold the frost there to keep them frozen. Okay, we're just gonna move on now.
How do?
So, crafting items are purchasable, so that's actually good. That means money can be fungible.
Take care out there, eh?
Make sure you're aiming that at the fish there.
Listen, it's pronounced Tidus. I do love the doodads here. Ross, why would you do this? Is it the flowers? Is it the roots?
Fresh cuts.
There's actually, now that I'm looking, there's a lot of these that are root vegetables. Which makes sense because this setting probably doesn't have prosperity. Again, years and years of non-stop warfare. And a land that's slowly dying over the very resource they're fighting over. Oh my god, that's awesome, Ross. I hope you have fun.
Where'd you get these turnips?
Did you share pictures of the tacos? I love tacos. Oh, now I want tacos. I blame you for this, Ross. My taco bust. Look, I can't talk straight. I got a migraine. I know what you want from me. But you can't talk straight anyways. Yeah, I know. That's just me being an idiot. I mean, you don't have to, Ross. Remember, you can pick genres, you can pick games, or you can pick dealer's choice. But either way, thank you, Ross, very much. Always appreciate. And you better enjoy the wedding, or else. Oh, come on, Violet. Why? Okay. Well, I mean, I guess One Shot did get funded. Oh, that sounds so good, Equalitas. Lufia 2R and Fire Emblem Houses. God, that's gonna be a long run. The first time. I have a feeling it'll go a little bit faster the second and third times. It'll be like whenever we play Triangle Strategy. First time will be a nice, big, long chonker of a run. And then the second and third playthroughs will breeze by.
This isn't the first time I've seen one of these. Perhaps I can use them as waymarks.
6 point something hours, I believe. Blue Fusion Bolt. And we were pausing to talk about it a few times. And yeah, we didn't actually do it in one shot. That's okay, I didn't want to rush the Solstice run. That was worth soaking in.
If that's all the crystal they give us.
And it's not like any of us lowborn can afford a bearer anymore.
Okay, so that's some interesting world building in a quick nutshell. First of all, they get partitioned crystals from the Imperial government, which probably means that the supply of crystal is controlled by the government, which also probably implies there's a bit of a smuggling before it. But second, and far more importantly, we lowborn can no longer afford a bearer. Implies they used to be able to afford bearers. So slaves are so cheap, were, past tense, so cheap that even people who are commoners could actually afford them. Now, I don't know if they have the full social structure here. I'm trying to remember it. We actually talked about this during Pentiment. It was like, there's obviously nobility, that's above and beyond. But then there's like artisans, and then there's citizens, and then there's something else, which is like at the very bottom. And I'm not sure if these are citizens, you know, commoners, or the step below that. And I forget my terminology because, as we talked about earlier, idiot. Which FF setting is the least bleak? Let me think about that for a second. I'm going to eject 1, 2, and 3 for a second. Because, like, 1 and 3 are the easy answers there. So let's just eject that. Well, because it is, right? Just know, like, 3 is the easy answer, and 1 is honestly kind of fine, despite the apocalypse. See, I was debating 10 too, but that feels like cheating, especially since 10 exists. And, well, honestly, the world of 10 is really messed up, right? The fact that they've fixed the main, you know, they've pulled the frickin' thorn out doesn't change the fact that 10-2's world is still pretty bleak. Yeah, I was actually thinking about 9s, especially since we get rid of the mist during 9. Serfs! That's the word. Thank you, Scion. So... 8's a weird one, because 8 experiences regular apocalypses. 15 is extraordinarily bleak. Might actually qualify for the bleakest one, no joke. Honestly, I think I'm going to default to 4 or 9. One of those two. Both of those weren't all that bleak to begin with, and end up in a lot better state than when they started. Seven's a weird one. The reason I didn't include 7 is A, Dirge of Cerberus, and B, FF7R. So that's kind of an ongoing thing, how bleak that is. Thank you, Zobe. Always appreciate it. I wasn't including 14. 14 is a fascinating one. Because 14 should be the bleakest of the FFs, but it super duper isn't. FF14 has a despair engine in it, which I'm not going to explain to you what that is, because the name gets it across. It's a despair engine. And yet... Zobe, if you know what you want to put that towards up to 3 things, which can include genres, in addition to dealer's choice, please let me know. 14 has also been on a near constant incline of overall quality. Yeah, exactly, Plebs Snow. 14 is all about crawling, dragging the world into a better state, one tiny little, one town at a time, one day at a time, whatever you want to call that. I suppose I should answer Spartan's question. 6 is not a particularly bleak setting on any level. It isn't. It is a very, very dark game, but 6 is like the opposite of bleak. 6 is a game entirely about hope. And yeah, no, it's doing its own thing. There's Xenogears, Xenosaga, Xenoblade, Xeno. Heresy.
It was good, honest work building the aqueduct. Back when we had proper leaders and proper trades. Not just selling our blades and our bodies.
The most bleak Zelda? Let me chew on that. Never down raw gissel, lest bitter juices inspire violent retching and loose bowels. Avoid the frying pan, lest foul stink taint the iron, rendering it none better than slag. And by no means put it to stew, lest the vapors overexcite the stable bows. If suffer the fodder, one must first mix with 9 parts drake's mint, 6 parts lemon peel, or 3 parts ginger root, and soak in honeyed wine for 1/4 of a moon to lessen malodor. The following cheatery will be repaid with a swift boot to the arse. Mucking, stacking, packing, peeking, palming, foisting, fingering.
Excuse me. Would you happen to be the landlady?
Depends who's asking, and why they have an Imperial bearer with them.
For protection, which hopefully won't be needed. If you can advise me on the safest route to the west.
It's your friend here I'd be worried about. Bearers don't have an easy time of it in Rosaria. Even a strapping lad like him might attract the wrong kind of attention. And if he gets nabbed, it ain't likely to end well for you either.
Then we'll just have to stay out of the malicious way. Gav said he might be able to help us.
Follow me.
You know, I just realized something, Ross. Link to the Past and Final Fantasy VI have almost the exact same overall vibe. Mid-apocalypse, but extremely hopeful.
Sorry for before. Can't be too wary of strangers asking questions in our game. I'm Martha, an old friend of Sid's. He said he had high hopes for a bearer who joined recently. I expect that's you. So, where is it you're headed?
For Phoenix Gate. We have questions that need answering.
Is that so? Well, if you want to avoid the garrison, the road through Eastpool's your best bet. Or it would be, if the bridge hadn't collapsed.
We could just wade through the river.
Nuisance it is. We've had no trade with the village for weeks.
We could just hop... I could hop over that.
Carpenter to take a look at it. But he went out on another job.
I could jump.
Come back.
I could turn into Ifrit and jump.
Something might have happened to him.
God damn it.
Fingers crossed he's just taking his time. The alternative don't bear thinking about.
We'll find him. And make sure he's safe.
Damn it, Reap. I need to skip the side quest.
Need that bridge repaired. Your carpenter sounds like the man to do it.
I see why Sid's got such a soft spot for you. If you could, I'd be in your debt.
You said that he went out on a job?
Right. He went down into the marshes to check on another bridge. The one by the Fallen Gate.
The marshes were dangerous at the best of times. We should hurry.
There's a ladder to the side of the gate. That's the quickest way down, if you've a head for heights. His name is Bernard. Should you find him well, tell him Martha sent you, and that he's wanted at the bridge to Eastpool.
Okay, so I think I've got my answer, Ross.
Let's find that ladder.
I don't think you're gonna like it, though. It's actually a tie, and for essentially the same general reason. Either between Zelda 1, which is post-apocalypse,
Here's the gate. And that must be the ladder.
and just doesn't really have the story chops at all to really do anything other than be in the middle of the apocalypse. Or Breath of the Wild.
I don't care what your orders are, Brandon.
Get away from me!
What was that?
It's okay, it's just some crawfish.
Come on. There he is.
Hold on, we're coming!
Sick of Torgal! Yeah! Yeah! There, boy!
That's enough.
Get him, boy!
I'm gonna test something as soon as I kill this thing. Sometime in this presidential election. There we go. Okay, he's dead. Nope. I cannot leave the red boundary. I thought it was an escape line.
Over here. It's over.
Also, I'd rather you not reap, because we're playing that in like a week and a half. And I'm actually pretty blind on it so far, so I want to walk in as blind as I can. No spoilers, as they say. Yeah, I'll test it on like some random fight.
Thank you, my lady. You saved my life.
Not at all. You're Bernard the carpenter, yes?
I am. I didn't realize my name was known so widely.
I'm a friend of Martha's. She asked us to come and find you.
Well, I'm very grateful for it. I just finished checking these piles when I turn around. I see a gang of slavering monsters looking to feast on my flesh. If you hadn't come when you did, I'd have been snipped into strips by now.
We're just glad you're safe.
I best go and give my regards to the landlady then, hey?
How is her dress still white?
She asked that if we found you, we should beg you make haste to repair the bridge to Eastpool.
Of course. I said I'd take a look at it, but it clean slipped my mind. I'll head up there straight away.
You know, what's funny is that probably is actually the answer, but let's just know.
The trusses are still sturdy. It's just a matter of replacing the stringers and relining the deck. I'll have it done in no time.
Thank you, Bernard. We were hoping to take the road to Eastpool ourselves. We're very grateful for your help. And sorry for asking this of you after what you've been through.
I owe you my life. Fixing a bridge is the least I can do. Thank you, my lady. And you too, son. You're with Sid, ain't ya? Me and him, we go way back. Not as far as Martha, mind, but far enough.
I see.
Well, I best get cracking then. You go and let Martha know I'm all right, and she'll have her bridge back soon enough.
We will.
The bridge will be fixed when it's fixed, all right?
I guess I can just do this. The reason I didn't pick Wind Waker, I was actually debating Wind Waker for a while. Because, honestly, neither Wind Waker nor Breath of the Wild feel very bleak, even though they arguably should be. The difference is, Breath of the Wild is a setting that's very, very, very slowly sliding off of into the edge of oblivion. And then we, get rid of the calamity and things start to recover. Wind Waker is a setting that's very, very, very slowly sliding off into oblivion, but then they leave. I wouldn't call Twilight Princess particularly bleak, no. Like, I'm not sure. It's dark, certainly, as most Zelda games are, but not bleak.
Ah, you're back. What happened? Did you find Bernard?
We did. He's fine, and he'll have the bridge to Eastpool repaired soon.
Well, thank the Founder for that.
It was lucky we found him when we did. The creatures out there are not to be trifled with.
It's the Blight's fault. They'd nothing to eat in the north, so they come down here hunting for food.
I'm curious of some. Nah. Oh, hey. A nation occupying the western reaches of the continent of Storm, with Rosalith as its capital. When the duchy was left leaderless in the aftermath of the attack on the Phoenix Gate in 860, the Ironblood seized the opportunity to attack the capital. The campaign didn't last long, however, as the Holy Empire of Sanbreca soon returned in full force to stake its own claim, leaving the once proud duchy no choice but to submit and become an imperial vassal state.
He can't keep going out alone. I'll have to arrange a guard for him. But anyway, thank you. I don't have a lot to offer in return, but you're welcome to rest here until the repairs are finished.
We'd be delighted.
So far, no, off the deep end. Obviously, it's something to do with magic being ripped out of / no longer recycled back into the land. But past that, nothing.
Can I get you a drink or anything while you wait?
Just your side quest,
Imperial
please.
Gold, perhaps? Tastes like swill, but it'll slake a thirst.
No, thank you.
That's the second time someone's commented that Imperial booze sucks.
I prefer the truth about why there are so few bearers around here.
Yes. There were more of them when we were young. Far more.
Yeah, I want more slaves, please. Hello? Give me the slaves. Give me this. Oh, sorry.
Is this the Empire's doing? Have they been sent away?
They have, aye. Either to the Legions or Oriflamme. Seems the miners at Drake's Head are having a hard time keeping up with demand of late, so the bearers make up the shortfall. Time was they used to dole out crystals like sugar plums even down here in the provinces, but not anymore. Nowadays, they'll jump at any excuse to confiscate our bearers so they can be put to work elsewhere.
That's 2 more signs that the Imperials are not doing well. First, that they're no longer actually having... they're having trouble keeping up their quotas. And second of all, they're relying more and more on slave labor, especially imported slave labor. And I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but when you start relying on imported slave labor, that is a downward spiral from hell.
I always knew the Empire treated their branded like shit, but after seeing it with my own eyes, well...
Ah, Thea! Congratulations on the new arrival. And you got the little laddie with you?
It was a bearer. The boy I carried for 9 long moons. A bloody bearer.
Oh, you poor thing. You gave it to the constables then?
Just left it at the garrison, I. Let them deal with it. Couldn't wait to be rid of the blasted thing. Been wanting it gone since the moment I found out.
Hang on, 1 second, 1 second. I need to go murder someone really quick. I will not be long.
Well, it's all dealt with now. So no harm done, eh?
Mum, he weren't my brother, was he?
No. But you'll have one soon enough. You just have to be patient. All right?
All right.
Unbelievable, innit? Bearers may have been looked down on back in Archduke Elwin's day, but they were still human beings. Now they've fallen so far, a beggar wouldn't spit on them.
What do you want to bet that's the doctrine? We know the Empire of Senbreki, or however I think they've said it a couple times. I can't remember how they said it. We know they're religious. They're in a theocracy. So...
Since you're not drinking, do me a favour and take that to the Abbey. There's a darkness at the heart of this world, and I'd have you see it.
Is he the head of the religion too, Meatfist?
And we'll see it at an abbey.
Glaidemond Abbey, on the shore of Sorrowise Bay. The abbot there is a friend. Tell him Martha sent you, and he'll show you what I mean.
Understood.
Man, I can't wait to have more bleakness. I just want to slather it. I just want to slather it all over me. Ah.
It was good, honest work building the aqueduct.
I can't wait to be bleak. Yeah, I want to drink that misery.
Come and have a look! Don't
Fresh gargle it.
Fresh cuts. Get your fresh cuts here.
I knew that children were tested, that a bearer's fate was decided at birth.
And assumed it was best for all concerned. I know. But for a child to be blamed, to be hated by its parents through no fault of its own.
We knew nothing of what it meant to be born that way, did we?
No.
So A, we can loot in combat, and B...
Company.
They do have a leash radius. I don't even see an indicator, they just leashed. Obviously the music changed.
We're not alone.
Listen, MMOs are the big thing, okay? Well, someone mentioned blue lines, that's what I was curious about.
Over here.
Make it look easy.
What was I saying? I agree with Casual. This feels like a Dragon Quest game, but without the lighthearted aesthetic to cushion the fact that it's a Dragon Quest game.
There's the Abbey. What darkness awaits us within?
It's not great, actually, Spartan. I'm surprised by how not engaged with the viscerality I am, given how flashy it is. But then again, I've never been a fan of meaningless flash. Now, this is nowhere near as bad as, say, FF15, which, though we never will, if we were to ever re-review that one, it would probably get negatives for viscerality.
You know what to do, boy. It's over. Forward. Over here. Here. Sick of Torgal. Stay down.
I wonder how FF13 would score on viscerality. I don't really remember it all that well.
Over here. Sick of Torgal.
Look, all I gotta say about FF15 is Imperial's above us!
Get him, boy.
14 is a fairly visceral game. It has its issues, but it's still very visceral.
Sick of Torgal. Over here. Sick of Torgal. Sick of Torgal.
Well, that's combat, not viscerality. I agree, I like the combat in 14, but then again, I like the class design and the boss design of 14, and let's be honest, that's kind of what that boils down to.
Get him, boy!
Come on.
You know what to do,
I misspoke, Spartan. What I'm trying to say is that the gameplay of FF14 is class design and boss design. Everything else is just kind of there.
Get him! Get him, boy!
Adamentoids. Oh, I love Samurai. Samurai's amazing. One of my favorite classes. Up there with Red Mage.
Sick of
Gunbreaker.
You know what to do, boy.
WoW is extremely visceral. WoW is probably going to break the bank on viscerality. Think about how many specs exist in WoW for a second. I think that almost all of them have unique abilities, and good sound design, and good impact. That's like a triple positive per spec in WoW, in terms of class design. Then you add in vehicle quests, and other similar things. Oh yeah, Machinist has great viscerality in 14.
Get him! Sick of Torgal! You know what to do, boy.
Yeah, Arcane Mage, Warrior, especially with the new ability I can't think of the name of. It's the one... It's one of the new talents with the new thing where you just wind up for a second, and then you just go wham, wham, wham! And it's a nice big AoE, and it hits like an absolute truck. Like 6-digit damage at level 71. It's great. I love it.
There, boy!
Wrong button.
Get him!
We can only hit it on its face. I mean, that makes sense, right? Mass Effect Visceral. No. Yeah, then there's Demon Hunters. Holy crap.
Don't let them get away! Get him, boy!
Yeah, Demo Warlocks. Hi, I'm going to summon 20 demons. All of them are doing their own unique attacks. One of whom is like half of a Pit Lord. Trust me, it looks cooler than it sounds. Nice, Spartan.
Get him! You lose!
So we got a black blood out of killing that Adamantoise. I don't know what that is, but yay. I remember thinking the viscerality of Mass Effect 3 and Andromeda was decent. Kinda, yeah. At least a demo lock. Destro lock is more like a very specific type of fire mage, and Af lock is about, here, just hold still, hold still, as you're slowly melting. Okay, you're dead. Did I not? I need 2 experience to level. 2.
Sick of Torgal!
F-Lock takes a minute for me to get into the mindset of it, but once I get into the zone, it is awesome. I do prefer Demo overall, but I'm a weirdo. Warhammer 3 was extremely visceral. We gave quite a few positives to that. I mean, come on. It's all 3 points of viscerality. It looks cool, it sounds cool, it feels cool. Yeah, Scarbrand, right? Charge into a giant enemy formation! Oh yeah, hang on, I was gonna check something here really quick. 1700. So now that we've got that positivity out of the way, let's get bleak. Get your depression hats on, everybody. It's time to bleak it up.
Good day to you. I'm afraid the Abbey is not open for public prayer. May Griga go with you?
We came to offer a donation. From Martha.
I see.
What is on his belt? I've seen that on a couple of people, but only a couple. My literal first thought was it was a lightsaber because I'm a dork. But I wonder if it's actually like a little bit of crystal.
Then please, follow me.
Which would say a lot about what kind of wealth and prestige he has, given how relatively rare crystals are. And almost all crystals we've seen so far.
I don't want to die.
Have been, state resources.
Please, Father. Something for the pain. I beg you. The light, it fades. I don't want to die alone. It's all right. I'm here.
You can die with me instead.
Who are these people?
Martha's bearers. She entrusted them to my care, that I might ease their suffering. To the extent that I can. For the time they have left.
The curse has taken them. All of them.
I bet. Yep, there's the crystal's curse. Ha-ha! I was right. There is a physical cost for casting magic. The gradual petrification of flesh does not affect those who use a crystal to cast magic. Beginning with a stiffness and an ache in extremities, the curse progresses, and limbs are at last rendered immobile and the pain unbearable. At last the victim turns completely to stone and their body crumbles to dust. There is no known cure.
As it does every bearer forced to use their gift. With each draw on the ether, their bodies petrify, till all that remains is stone and pain, and so they are cast aside.
I want you to remind you once again that in the beginning, the good guy duchy, that's us, had bearers trimming the verge. You know, trimming the hedges with magic. Could have used some scissors, but no. Turn yourself into a stone statue. You know the best part about this? Statues are even better, easier to get rid of than corpses in terms of waste disposal. Because corpse disposal is and has been a huge problem in all of human history. But a statue? That's easy.
There is nothing either Martha or I can do to change that. But we can at least strive to make their final hours a little more bearable. Have faith, my son, for you shall rise again and find the happiness denied you in this life.
And then the warrior light peeks us at it. Sorry, there's no gods. Well, hang on. Actually, are there any gods? Because I could fix that for you.
Thank you, Father.
Actually, I do, Bledgevall.
I must offer you my own thanks for the medicine you so kindly brought. Now, their final moments may be moments of peace.
I am not going to spoil, but this whole thing also vaguely reminds me of a certain scene. I think it's in episode 6 or 7 of Andor. The medic. That's all I'm going to say about that. Sorry, but the reason I brought up the corpse thing.
When next you see Martha, pray tell her that 2 more have succumbed.
If you abuse your slaves and get them killed in said abuse, what you've done is you've created a problem for yourself. Because again, corpse disposal. But you don't have to care about that here. They turn to dust. Stone and then dust.
We should get back to Martha's Rest.
It's even easier than normal to just toss their lives away. That's insidious. Whoops.
Ah, you're back. Thanks for taking care of that.
The abbot had a message for you. 2 more have succumbed.
I see. Come upstairs.
Sorry, a meme I saw just made a lot of sense.
So, now you know, eh?
I've seen plenty of bearers die on the battlefield. But never like that.
And all because they were born different. The powers that be can't take away their gift, so they strip them of their humanity instead. Oh, there's plenty who pity a bearer's plight. But so long as we're content to sit around, weeping for those on whose broken backs we're carried, we ain't gonna change nothing.
And so you lend Sid your strength?
What little of it I have. Used profits from this place to buy the poor buggers.
So when the abbot told us the bearers were yours...
Aye, they're my property, at least by law. Any still fit to work fetch a price beyond my means. All I can do is care for those who are past mending. But it's not all doom and gloom. Bernard's finished fixing that bridge for you. You can carry on to Eastpool now. You got questions that need answering, ain't you? Well, I wish you luck.
Thank you, Martha.
Oh, I almost forgot. Sid and I have other friends in Rosaria. Wear this and they'll know you for one of us. And know that you will always be welcome here.
When you come back in the third act to do tons and tons of side quests.
You were right, Sid. It really is them. Lord Rosfield and Lady Warwick have come back to us. And long may they stay.
Oh, we're gonna run over this place. I was gonna make that joke. Be good faith. We need to go to tavern. What's the name of the tavern? The Waking Sands. Vietnam flashbacks.
Sid.
Ah, Clive. You're not where I left you.
Hurt your hand.
I did, aye. With 1,000 little lightning bolts. Can't fling them around the way I used to. Think of it as my decoration for long service and exemplary misconduct. But you didn't come here to compare war wounds.
We didn't.
Thank you, Sid. For everything.
If you want to leave, that's your lookout. I'm sure you'll have a long and happy life together if you stay out of my way.
Sid!
Oh. I knew a girl, back in the day. She was a slave to her fate, just like you.
It was Benedicta.
I wanted to save her. For a while, I even thought I could. But just because you think something doesn't make it true.
Sid.
I'm no savior. Just a conceited old fool. I talk about people forging their own futures. But instead of handing them the hammer, I beat them with my own. And if no bugger wants to listen to what you've got to say, you might as well keep your gob shut. But Clive, I will say this. You're not a monster. You're the same man you've always been. Accept that, and you may yet escape your fate.
My fate?
Look, lad, you've had a hard life. And I don't see it getting much easier. You might not be able to save anyone else, but at the very least, you can save yourself.
I'll try.
And Jill, I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to talk, but I trust you'll take good care of the boy.
Yes, I will.
Is that the last of it?
Aye.
We best head back then. Wouldn't want to keep Nan waiting. Ta-ra then.
And then Sid's dead. Actually, if I were to predict what's happening, after we finish whatever section we're about to do, we'll find out that Rosaria is even worse than we thought it was. And we're like, oh no, we've got to get back to Sid's place and help the people in Rosaria. We get back to Sid's place and it's on fire. Sid's dead, everyone there's dead. Killed by someone. And now it's like, now we must stop the someone. Oh my god, there are side quests. I thought you were joking. Side quests. Side quests.
I have to find him before.
Give me your quest.
Can't talk.
I can skip the cutscene. I could become a cutscene skipper. I could do it. I just have to hit one button.
Oh, you're Clive, aren't you? Martha told me all about you. Word is you're a devil with that blade.
Hey.
You look like you're in a hurry. Where are you going?
Not far, I hope. But I dare not waste a moment. It might cost a man his life.
Sounds serious. What happened?
It's not so much what happened as what might. They've discovered he's a bearer, see? And now, one of his erstwhile friends and neighbors wants to see him clapped in chains.
Where is this bearer?
He wasn't fool enough to wait for the Imperials to arrive. Poor sod took to the road, left his whole life behind. But they'll be after him before long. I need to find him and get him to safety, fast. Here, if you've the time and the inclination, I could do with a hand. Will you help me find him?
Yeah.
Of course. We bearers have to look out for each other.
Thank you, Clive. With your help, we might catch up with him yet. His name's Norris. We need to find him and get him to Martha before the Imperials sniff him out.
You found him yet? You won't catch a bastard standing around clucking like old hens. That fucking snake played me false, acted like he was one of us, and the whole time he was one of them. We need...
That's right. See, there's an us, and there's a them. There's people who like The Last Jedi, and then there's people who hate The Last Jedi. And that's the only dividing line we need, and everyone on the other side is wrong!
Need him caught and handed over to the Imperials. Hanging's too good for him. Well, go on then. If he gets away, I'll see you fitted for a noose.
All right, Ronald. We were just leaving. Look, this one's here to help. I was just filling him in.
Ha! Send a bearer to catch a bearer, is it? Not bloody likely. That's it. I'll find the bastard myself.
Come on now, Ron. It's dangerous out there. We wouldn't want you to come to any harm.
You want something done right, you don't send a bearer.
Clive, this might take a while. You start hunting our man, and I'll be along once I put Ronald's mind at ease. Someone said they saw Norris heading for the Fallen Gate. Maybe you could ask if anyone over that way knows anything. We have to find him. Don't let him slip through our grasp.
Anyways, I'm gonna go kill that guy really quick.
Before Ronald takes matters into his own hands. Bearers are hardly difficult to spot. What did he mean about being played false, I wonder?
Here, you're that bearer who works for Martha, aren't you? Can you give me a hand? Curse my luck. I dropped my crystal off a cliff into the bloody swamp like an utter fool. Now, I've not got your knack, see, and I need that shard to chill my fish if I'm to take him to market. It's just a short climb down. I'll make it worth your while.
Then why don't you... Okay, fine, whatever.
I can't promise anything.
Well, just promise you'll... there may be...
Claimed it.
All right, eating it, but only might have, you understand. There were a lot of bog crabs down there. Nasty buggers, them.
Sounds like I need to break a few shells.
Oh, don't worry, there weren't too many of them. A veritable walk in the marsh, as they say. The ladders, right over there.
So that's doubly skippable cutscenes, by the way. I did that on accident, but that's nice to know. So you can skip lines or the whole thing.
Stuff is for the Golden Stables again.
I will be right back. I think I need to let the dog out. You know, my favorite thing about feeding cats is how they're absolutely crawling over each other in order to try and get to the food as you're feeding it to them, which gets in the way of you giving them the food, slowing the entire process down, making them more desperate, which makes them get in the way more. Cats.
Never heard of crabs eating crystal. This should be interesting.
There, boy! Sick 'em, Torgal!
So, how would I compare the floaty, flippy, and flashiness of this game compares to Kingdom Hearts? This game does remind me a little bit of Kingdom Hearts 3 in that regard. But it's not nearly as floaty as Kingdom Hearts 2 or 3 for that matter. Because in both cases, you can get hang time whether you want to or not, and it actually can be difficult to get down to the ground, which can cause certain boss fights to be really irritating.
Sick 'em, Torgal! You know what to do, boy!
No issues with that here.
Sick 'em, Torgal!
You missed, Jill.
You know what to do!
This must be it. No point spending any more time down here than I have to.
As far as the flippiness, I'd say it's about on par. It's very snappy. There's very little delay time in between moving, or starting to move and then successfully moving. Dissidia. What's Dissidia? It's an aerial fighter. What? Yeah, you fight in the air. What? As far as flashiness, Kingdom Hearts crushes this on flashiness. So far.
Well, any luck?
Yours, I presume.
You found it! Oh, thank you! Any longer out in the sun and my catch would have made for poor eating indeed.
Be more careful next time.
Oh, I will, I promise. No point casting my nets of a morning if I'm without a crystal to see the catch to town. There was a time honest tax-paying folk could get new ones whenever they wanted. Can't now, though, not for love nor money. Crystals are scarce, and the Empire tightens its purse strings more every day. Lose this little beauty again, and I might as well scrap my nets and take to begging.
So, we're back to Doom now, with the energy crisis. I've got an idea. Let's summon a demon and extract energy from hell, which itself is caused by ripping out people's souls.
You don't know a man called Norris, do you?
I do, as it happens. He ran off that way not too long back. Looked like he was in a right old hurry.
Whoa. What?
Told him to stay out after dark.
He was making for the marshes then. All right. Thank you.
We found the void, everybody. The world suddenly got a lot darker. Oh, come on, let me jump. Oh, whatever. Someone clip that, please. Excuse me. Ah. That was a thing. It's our first honest-to-God bug. Not counting basic clipping issues.
You can't have gone far. I better keep my eyes peeled.
Look, you know me, Blade Duval. I didn't seek out the bug life. The bug life sought out me.
A lantern. The one Norris was carrying, no doubt. At least I know which way he went. Someone made sure work of them. I wonder if that someone was Norris. Norris, I presume.
Leave me be.
You were never branded. So that's how you stayed hidden.
Ronald sent you after me, did he? Set an Imperial dog on his best friend. And when we were so close. I'll never forget the hatred in his eyes. But it doesn't matter now. I will not become a slave. As one bearer to another, please. Don't do this. You know how they treat our kind.
Ronald didn't send me. One of Martha's men did. He wanted to make sure you were safe.
I don't understand.
Martha takes in bearers. She's a friend. You can trust her. Believe me.
I never knew. I can't say I'm surprised, though. She has a kind heart. Kinder than most.
Just wait here and stay out of sight. You'll be among friends soon enough.
Thank you. There's few would have been so kind. And sorry. You're no Imperial dog. Far from it.
No, he's right there.
I've been called worse. Oh, I found a lantern back there. I assume it's yours.
Thanks. I dropped it when those creatures attacked me. But if I'm honest, I wasn't all that sorry to be rid of it. Ron gave it to me.
All right. I'll keep hold of it. I might be able to use it to put an end to the Imperial surge before it begins. A bearer without a brand. To have lived free for so many years. Only to be betrayed by a friend.
I'll be fucked if I'm leaving this to a bearer. I'll go myself.
There you are, Clive. How goes the search?
Well branded. Have you found the bastard yet?
Only what was left of him. A corpse, torn apart by monsters. And this.
Let me see that. No. It can't be.
Shall we consider that the end of the matter, then? Or do you need to see a body?
No. I mean, I've no use for bearer bones. He's dead. Let that be an end to it. Only wish those whose job it was had done what they were supposed to do and spotted him sooner. Letting a bearer go about without a brand? It's not right, I tell you. Who'll want anything to do with me now, eh? There goes the bearer lover, they'll say. I'll be a laughing stock.
Is it true, Clive? Is Norris really...
He's alive. You'll find him in a hut in the marshes. He's expecting you.
Oh, you crafty. Still, you did the right thing. Thank you. It's not much considering, but please, take this.
So I'm thinking just general base Delta Zero. Who's with me? No, I caught that, Blade Duvall.
We could make a fortune selling our swords out in the east here.
I hear the levies are due to go up again. Founder help us. Bastards will be squeezing us until there ain't a drop left.
Yes, random. Not counting expansions from 14, which are technically anyways. But this just came out last year, I want to say. Oh, hang on, let's check the map. Aha! There is a quest I'm missing. Listen, off the deep end, nobody likes hope and joy and happiness. Get out of here! We've got to be a misery guts. Everything is awful. Everything is crap when you're part of a team. Okay, it looks like it's across the way. No wonder I'm not saying it. How am I liking it? It's a damn good game, but I'll probably never replay it.
It's not like any of us know.
When did FF7R2 come out? Where am I? No, this is right. It was ahead. God damn it, Blade Duvall. It's actually literally ahead of me. It's on the way to the MSQ. It's over there.
Martha said the Blight had spread even further south.
What's the Blight? Oh.
Pushing yet more monsters down with it. I dare say we'll be seeing a few along the way.
Then we shall have to keep our wits about us.
Gameplay-wise, it's one of the tighter gameplay experiences I've seen in a Final Fantasy. Story-wise, it's overall very well executed. Although, I will freely admit its core meat of the story hasn't caught me yet.
There, boy! It's over. You lose.
I mean, it's a very well-presented story regardless. And you know I like a good polish.
It's the same as the one back at the hideaway. Doesn't seem to be working, though.
It is definitely very dour. Very, very dour. Bleak, not dark.
You there! Over here!
What? What?
Excuse me, I can use that blade of yours. Curse my luck. I'm branded. No time to haggle with whoever holds your leash. Wait. That's the slumbering chocobo you're wearing. You and the Marthas, are you? Good. She won't begrudge me the use of you, then. Not while there's wolves about. We tried dealing with them ourselves. Laid out bait, think we might swoop in and slaughter the lot. But we didn't expect the pack to be quite so bloody big.
I expect the Blight drove them here. They must have fled their homes for greener pastures.
Well, We'd hoped empty bellies might make them easy prey. We'd made them mean instead. Martha's no fool, so she must see something in you. Do us a favor and get rid of him, will you?
All right. I suppose those wolves pose a threat to everyone.
Aye, that's what I'm talking about. I'd wager the greedy bastards are still over yonder, finishing off our bait.
Get Jill who? Little one?
When you've seen to every last one of them, go and speak to my friend over the bridge. Bryce, his name is. He'll want to know if it's safe to come across. All right, off you go then.
Yeah, one thing I noticed is a lot of the MSQ quests have Jill doing some kind of animation or an additional thing in the background because she's there interacting with the quest. The side quests, nothing, which makes sense because we could probably come back and do these at level 90 5 years from now when she's not in the party.
Get him, boy!
To be honest, that's actually a little bit disappointing, but it's at least understandable.
That's enough. You know what to do, boy. There, boy! Give them all you've got, boy!
Whoops. Well, shoot.
You know what to do.
Not actually what I wanted. All I've did is made them stronger.
Sick of Torgal.
Better find this Bryce and let him know the road's safe.
Oh my god, I would totally watch Wolf NATO.
Wonder how long that bait will last.
You, Bryce?
What's it to you, bearer?
Your friend asked me to get rid of the wolves, so I got rid of the wolves.
You'd have me believe a single bearer slew the entire pack. Then again, if you didn't, you wouldn't be on this side of the bridge. Bugger me, you're a tough one, aren't you? Oh, Frederick! You wily bastard. I'd never thought to pit beast against beast like that.
Oh my god.
Served us well, bearer. Be sure to pass our thanks to your master.
Not to me. Obviously. To the person who owns us, who gets credit for the action we have done. Actually, to be totally honest with you, the side quests have been pretty much exactly what I was expecting so far. Gameplay-wise, complete nothing burgers, and probably gameplay negatives, if I'm being honest with you. But, you know, decent fleshing out of character, story, and flavor. In other words, FF14 side quests. Having said that, there's one thing the side quests haven't been doing so far, which I am grateful for, and it's that I haven't been absolutely buried in them yet.
That must be Eastpool.
Emphasis on yet. The great side quest war is about to begin.
I remember coming here with Lord Murdoch when I was young. This area seemed a very different place back then.
See,
Up now, my darling.
I find that sentence funny, Meadfist, because I am absolutely the dorkish kind of person who would be like, thanks, horse. But then again, I talk to cats, so what the hell do I know? And stuffed animals. Who's a good stuffed animal? Alright, sorry. Whoop, 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 I saw that. There's a lot of quality of life features that... This is going to sound like an insult, but I don't mean it as one. There's a lot of negatives to gameplay I almost assuredly would have given by now that I'm not. Like, please don't take this personally, Blade 12. Dragon Age Inquisition is a perfect example of the type of game that stumbles a lot where this game is not. Little things, right? You noticed how quickly we looted just now. There's no seconds and minutes there. Boom, done, move on. In fact, the fact that we don't even have a loot animation for loot on the ground is fantastic, you know? Little things. Lots of little things like that. Polishing off some of the rough edges of what RPGs usually do.
Quiet, isn't it?
Yes.
You're Clive Rossfield. It's me, Hannah, Rodney Murdoch's wife.
Lady Hannah.
Exactly, Blade.
Oh, I knew it was you. You haven't changed at all.
Sorry for interrupting the cutscene, but to finish my thought, it doesn't surprise me too much. One thing I've noticed Square has been good about for the last 5 or so years is they've been really good at leaving behind artifact design. Have you noticed that? The Pixel remasters, the Star Ocean 2 remake we got recently, FF7R1 and 2, and this game have all been pretty good about actually moving forward with regards to game design and the philosophy and concepts therein.
The Lord Marquis and Jill too. It's so good to see you both again.
Please stop doing that. It's okay. Shush, shush. It's okay.
It's good to see you too, Lady Hannah.
If you have time, you simply must come back to the house. I haven't much to offer, but what is mine is yours.
We should be delighted.
And you have been wandering the world ever since. I can well understand fleeing from those iron blood brutes, but oh, to take to the road at such a tender age.
It wasn't easy, but we survived, and...
Okay, that's a good moment. You notice, like, they just can't quite bring themselves to see her, to look at her face. And she can't help but, she can't help but be physically injured by just the thought of whatever it is we're going through, or have gone through, you know? Little stuff like that, right?
And now we're back. It's wonderful to see you safe and well, Lady Hannah.
And she turns on us. Because this is Diablo 4. By the way, if this is Diablo 4, that's exactly what would happen. That's a great way to convey what that game is like in like one scene. Oh, I'm so happy you're getting it. Oh, but it's so horrible you've gone through such things. And now I will add to them. That's Diablo 4.
Do you think you will stay here, in Eastpool? Rosalith still enjoys the Mother Crystal's blessing, does it not? You could always move.
This house holds a lot of memories for me. So long as I can live here in peace, here I shall stay. Not that it matters. The capital is closed to civilians, by order of the Duchess.
What?
Or should I say, Her Imperial Majesty. Annabella's marriage to the Emperor of Sambrec heralded a great many changes here.
Yes. Of course.
Oh, forgive me. I didn't mean to...
Please. There is nothing to forgive. Would my mother not make an exception for you and your husband? Surely she would not refuse the Lord Commander.
Ah. You haven't heard, then. Rodney passed away on the night of the fire. He never returned from Phoenix Gate.
Yeah, we watched him get incinerated by Phoenix. Yeah, right there.
I'm sorry.
Clive. My poor child. You look pale. All this traveling must have taken its toll. I insist you rest. We can talk later. Hmm?
Are you sure you don't want to sleep inside?
I can't. Not after what I did.
Lady Hannah said she would prepare a change of clothes for you in the morning. She really has been very kind.
"13 years of killing. 13 years without the faintest glimmer of hope. It was only Joshua that kept me going. I swore that I would avenge his death. That I would kill his killer. That was the only thing that gave my life any meaning. But if it was me who killed Joshua and Murdoch and all the others, then why the hell am I still breathing?
I ask myself the same. When I fought, hundreds died. There were so many bodies, so many lives cut short in their prime. That day in Dalmacia, I wanted to join them. I wanted it all to end. I couldn't bear it anymore. If living meant being that, better to be just another body.
I'm sorry.
Do you remember that night on the balcony? When we looked up at the moon?
Lavos.
I said a prayer to Metia, and that prayer was answered. You came back to me. The heavens must have a plan for us.
It's to find God and beat the crap out of him.
We should get some rest.
Right.
I'm joking. We almost never do that in a Final Fantasy game. Like, let's see. We did that in...
Clive. Sleep well.
I guess 6 and 12 and 15 and 13 and 13-2 and 13-3.
Thank you, Lady Hannah. Perhaps now people will not flee at the sight of me.
You look just like Elwyn did when he was your age.
How did you come to have some of my father's old clothes?
Oh my god.
Oh, before Elwyn became Archduke, our families would often summer together. He and Rodney were like brothers. These clothes have been in a wardrobe for years, collecting cobwebs along with everything else.
Well, I'm very grateful for them. And sorry for depriving you of your memories.
Not at all. It's what your father would have wanted.
They suit you well. Thank you, Lady Hannah.
Yes, thank you. You've been most kind.
No, I should thank you. It may only have been for a short while, but seeing you again took me back to happier times. Fare you well, my lord and lady.
And you, Lady Hannah.
Oh god, he does look like a Belmont. You now change appearance. Access the hideaway's Eredis stone. You unlocked cosmetics. Blah 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 blah. So please buy all our DLC.
If we follow the road to the north, it should take us all the way to Phoenix Gate. Let's go.
One moment. Yeah, spoilers, this game cost me a little bit more than $70. Maybe a negative.
Well met, friend.
Invictus. Wow.
There you are. See you then.
Yeah, the DLCs is what pushed the price up. I don't even remember how much I paid for it. I'm not sure my thoughts are even worth listening to with regards to Berserk Scion. It would be like having me review some black licorice candy. I could do it. I don't think I have anything worthwhile saying in between the vomiting. Okay, that's harsh, but you get my point. Coffee, maybe? We'll go with coffee. That's a little bit better. Does this playthrough include DLCs? All reviews include all DLCs. That has always been the rule. I always find it weird when people ask that question. Do you mind clarifying why people ask that question, the Maestro? Like, where does that come from? Did I write down that? No, I did not. Here we go. Funded separately. So, absolutely, FML word. The reason that DLCs sometimes tend to be reviewed separately is because they weren't out yet when we reviewed the base game. To use a random example, let's say that we were playing FF16 when it came out. Obviously, we wouldn't include the DLCs because they don't exist yet, but that's the only proviso. Otherwise, we review all the content that is there when the content is reviewed. So, like the 2 DLCs, those are out, we review them.
Those are Elwyn's. By the flames. You're his firstborn. Clive Rosfield.
You're mistaken.
Oh, you can't fool me, my lord. You're the very image of your father. And that would be true even if you weren't wearing his clothes. The self-same garments Hannah was keeping for you, if I'm not mistaken. She always swore that she would never part with them until the day Elwyn's sons returned. And now that day has come. Why, you'll be able to take your bearers back as well.
Because they are my property, after all.
Forgive me, Master Mayor. I was a child when last I came to Eastpool. I didn't recognize you.
Oh, I'd be surprised if you recognized anything at all. Much has changed since Rosaria fell to the Empire. Not least for the bearers, who once served her noble families. When the Ironbloods sacked Rosalith 13 years back, many who lost their masters fled here in search of sanctuary.
And never returned.
Aye. The plan was to send them home once we'd won back the capital. But then the Imperials arrived. Rosaria became a province of Sanbreque. The duchy was dissolved, and they no longer had any home to return to. Back in your father's day, any bearer who lost their master became a ward of the duchy. We'd hand them over to the sheriffs, and they'd be assigned a new position. But when we saw how the Empire treated their branded, we knew that wasn't an option. So they've been here ever since.
And now you want to give them to me?
They're yours by right, Lord Rosfield.
Oh my god.
Bequeathed you by your late father. And they'd be better off serving you than hiding here. Indeed, many of them used to serve your house, and still considered the Rosfields their masters.
I'm no one's master. Not anymore. They wouldn't be safe with me.
I understand. You'll forgive an old man his fanciful notions. Been daydreaming for too long. But still, I would ask a favor of you. A small mercy.
If it is within my power.
One of the bearers is an elderly fellow who still swears absolute loyalty to Archduke Elwyn. I don't ask that you take him into your service, only that you meet with him. Let him see that Elwyn's son still lives, and that he's as fine a man as his father ever was.
It would be my honor.
Thank you, my lord. He sits by the well most days, watching the people go about their business. If you could show him your face, I would be most grateful.
No, see, we can't actually give them to Sid, because Sid's about to die, along with everyone else in the hideout, the safe spot.
As fine a man as my father.
You're not so very different, you know. Especially dressed like that.
Ah.
Let's go and meet that bearer.
God, we really are a Belmont. Look at
He's
us.
not here.
Well, I can't leave without meeting him. I've let the mayor down once already. It would be cruel to disappoint him again.
All right, let's ask around. Someone must have seen him.
Yeah, Annabella is impressively evil, which continues her streak of being impressively evil.
Well now, unfamiliar faces. What brings you to Eastpool, travellers?
We're looking for an elderly bearer. You wouldn't happen to have seen him, would you?
Ah, you mean the old boy who always waits by the well?
Yes, that's him.
What business do you have with him, if you don't mind me asking? You're not from the capital too, are you?
We are, in a way.
Well then, it's a pleasure to meet a fellow Rosalithian. I was born and raised down Market Street. And never would have left if Archduke Elwyn had survived the fire. It wasn't the same when the Duchess took over, though. All the beatings, the evictions, the levies going up and up and up, even as the blight took half the harvest. Oh, listen to me, telling you what you already know. I'm sorry. And I'm afraid I can't help you with your bearer either, though I doubt he'll have gone far. He comes here every day, almost as if he's waiting for something.
We'll keep asking around then. Thank you.
You know, Blade Taval, I was actually about to question that, but then I realized that some of the characters I was thinking of which might contest her for evil aren't traditionally evil. Let me use a specific example. Hojo, especially remake Hojo, isn't really evil. He's deranged, right? Like there's something wrong with him. It's not the same thing.
Good day, milady. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a bearer, an elderly fellow who used to serve the Rosfields. Have you seen him?
Ah, that old loon. No sign of him today. Funny, he's usually down by the well at this hour, cooking up his fantasy feasts.
I'm sorry?
Oh, he worked in the kitchens at Rosalith Castle back in the day. Still thinks he's there now. You'd often hear the poor fool chatting away to the Archduke. Living in a dream he is. But better there than here, I suppose. Can't imagine the Vicereine stopping to trade tales with a bearer. Can you?
No.
Anyway, you'll be round here somewhere. Doubt he has the path to stray too far.
Thank you. We'll keep looking.
I think it was during Doom we were playing recently. I brought up the concept of...
Hey, hold on a mo.
Of acceptable targets.
Young Patrick, the chocobo keeper, might know where he is. He's taken the old bird under his wing, so to speak. He'll be in the stables. You should go and have a word with him.
Patrick the Chocobo Keeper. Thank you. We will.
Anyways,
I'm sorry, Jill. For making you do all this in my stead.
It can't be helped if we're to keep up the pretense. Come on, let's head for the stables.
Because you could point to characters in fiction and say, yeah, no, that is an irredeemable character who needs to die. Because we have that access to that information and knowledge. We know what they've done and how they've done it. But yeah, I like Dream Whisperer's answer. Annabella reminds me of Dolores Umbridge. A woman who, I remind you, regularly tortured children. For no real reason, it's worth noting. Like, no benefit, no purpose. She just tortured.
Where the bloody hell's he got to?
Excuse me, but is something the matter?
It's this bearer I've been minding. I take my eyes off him for 1 minute and he disappears. He's not in his usual spot by the well, nor anywhere else in the village.
You must be Patrick.
I am, but...
And this bearer you're looking for, he's an elderly man who used to work in the Rosalith Castle kitchens, yes?
That's the fella. How do you know all this? I've never seen you in Eastpool before, but you seem to know the place better than I do myself.
Well, you see... Explain.
Ah, so that's how it is. Well then, if you're acting under orders of the mayor, you're on about to help me find him. He's been losing what little sense he had left of late, saying the sheriffs are coming to collect him and that he needs to go back to the castle. I was supposed to watch over him, keep him out of trouble. But if he's walked out on us, there's not a lot I can do.
Understood. You keep searching here. We'll look for him outside.
Thank you. I'm in your debt.
I hope he hasn't wandered into trouble.
Let's just concentrate on finding him. Still no sign. Could he have strayed even further?
Yeah, I'm struggling to think of a villain on the level of Annabelle or Umbridge.
Look, there's someone over there.
It might be him. We should hurry.
I did make Mateus as horrific as I could.
We can't lead them to the old man. They need to die.
Agreed.
Actually, yeah, Asahi's pretty bad.
Get him, boy!
Yeah, the scarecrow.
Sick of Torgal! That's enough!
Actually, yeah, Father Thomas is... Oh, I shouldn't even say it that way. I've already given that away. That character is extraordinarily evil.
Get him! It's over!
Well, did you watch the Final Fantasy II rewrite, Random?
There, boy! You know what to do, boy.
See, for those of you not aware, this is a joke. Random voiced one of the main characters of that. Did a really good job of it, too. You should go watch it. He voices Furion.
Are you all right, my friend? Come on. Let's go home.
Your Grace, you came for me. I waited for you so long, but you finally came.
I'm not who you think.
Clive.
Yes. Pray forgive my long delay.
It's nothing, Your Grace. I prayed to the Founder that you would come, and at long last, he answered.
Now I can jump. Whee!
Will we be returning to the castle, then? There is still a place for me in the kitchens?
No, my friend. We will not be returning to the castle, not yet. I'm on a very important expedition, one which may take some time. Could you wait for me in Eastpool until my journey is complete? I will come back for you then. I promise.
Of course, Your Grace. For you, I would gladly wait until my dying day.
What's funny is I do want to write another character who's even more evil than Mateus. Points if you can guess whom.
Thank you, both of you. You've been most kind. The memory of serving the late Archduke was as one light in the darkness. And now that light burns a little more brightly. It's nothing but a fantasy, of course. But it's better than the truth of the matter. A damn sight better. The Blight is on our doorstep. Our harvests are failing.
You gonna tell me what the Blight is yet? You still haven't given me an entry for that. Well, there's an entry for the Deadlands. Barren wastes bereft of ether where no life stirs and magic is all but unusable. Here both earth and water are stained black, preventing any seed from quickening. In recent years, the Blight has spread ever more widely, displacing whole nations before it, and driving once peaceful fauna to violent desperation, and leaving silent devastation in its wake.
The people are leaving in droves. If it weren't for Lady Hannah selling half her worldly goods to provide for the few of us who stayed behind, we would long since have starved. We want to keep the bearers safe here, we really do. But unless a miracle happens, we won't be able to spare a crust of bread to share between them soon enough.
Is it really that bad?
So bad, I even petitioned the Imperial garrison to take them. But when they found out where they'd come from, they damn near spat in our faces. Ducal dogs, they called them. Enemies of the Empire.
I know a man named Sid, who would gladly give a home to any bearer in need of one. Leave this with me. As soon as I return from Phoenix Gate, I'll speak with him.
Thank you, my lord. Will you be passing through Eastpool on your way back? I should very much like to speak with you again, if you have the time, regarding the future of the village, and what might be done for Lady Hannah. After all she's done for us.
Yes, of course. I'll be back anon.
Fare you well, my lord, my lady. I wish you a safe journey.
Honestly, I feel like that might be the moment Clive resolved to go back to Sid. Or perhaps it's the moment he actually recognized it. One of the two. Clive is pretty big on helping people. But then again, honestly, most people are. There's something comforting about having purpose. Exactly, predictable. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. Look at that. Just that transition.
The Deadlands are aptly named.
I didn't realize they were this close.
No wonder their crops are failing. The blight is leaching the ether from the soil. And when the last drop is drained, their fields will turn to this. No plants, no animals, no life.
And no monsters. I suppose that's one small mercy.
So, the burn. You know, that village is way too close to this. I know we probably have some, video game scaling going on here. But, yeah. I'm starting to think that I was right. And that all of the, all of this blackish, brackish stuff is blight, or blighted land. This would especially make sense given its positioning. Yeah, no, we need to get these people. Can we get the evacuation ship here? It's okay. It's like one village. One ship will be enough. I don't think I can even check it independently on Red, can I? If I can, I don't know where to do so. Yep, nope, you're right. Two villages. Yeah,
We won't be able to use any magic here.
Another thing to worry about. As if the absence of ether didn't cause enough problems.
Take away the lad's life force, and problems are all that's left.
Oh, the commune? Yeah, we're getting them too. Obviously. Yeah, honestly, this setting is probably... I don't want to say it's unsustainable, but it's probably in a... I don't know what that's called. A population... the opposite of a population surplus. There's actually a term for that. But it's a sociological term. It refers to an area which is slowly depopulating, usually due to environmental concerns. I have this really weird feeling that, well, again, I don't want to use the word doomed, but this setting, unless something changes, is probably actually doomed. Like, this is a dying world right here. I will say this does a much better job of conveying the perspective of a dying world than FF15 did.
Before the blight took it.
I remember. It was beautiful. There it is. Phoenix Gate. Where it all went wrong.
Come on, Clive.
It's time to discover the truth.
I was planning to go for another 15 minutes. What do y'all think? Either way, we're going here. But then, like, should we cut it here? I was gonna say, is this a segment?
It's almost as if time had stood still.
I suppose no one had any cause to return here. No. It's just as I left it. Let's have a look around.
Yeah, I think we'll sway with the crowd. I could and would push, but... well, I am still having a headache. So on top of that, there's probably a good prospect tomorrow. 9 to 10 Eastern Standard Time. The beefy section.